What's up, everybody? I don't know if anybody's in here yet. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I keep messing up here. Sorry. Let me just let the disco know. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting my stuff all set up. I thought I was pretty set up. That's why I hit the live button, but I was not as set up as I thought I was going to be. Oh, I have my volume on my phone. I got to turn it off. Okay. Just so I can read chat. How's everybody doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. Let me get out of OBS here. Not really 1,000% confident on any sort of real draws on price today. Sorry, I'm also eating. I think we had news today at 8:30, right? Had jolts at 10. What happened at 10 o'clock? All right. Opened, came down. Not a bad looking 15-minute stab into there. Same thing. So we just have a lot of choppiness and divergence on the top side between the two indexes. This could be what I was talking to about last week, or what I was not talking to. This could be what I was talking about last week. You know, we have S&T divergence or S&T inception where we've taken this high on NQ, right? And ES left this high alone. So it can take all these highs internal, but it should not take this external high if it's going to continue down. So that's how I'm kind of viewing today's action right now. I do have a bit of a down bias right now. We played off of yesterday's new day or Friday's new day opening gap of last week. Pretty much right to the midpoint. Yesterday's low of day was the news gap from 10 o'clock on Friday as well that we were aiming for before stream ended. Not really a whole lot to go off of. I do like these. I'm just gonna kind of scan through charts now and just see if there's anything that like kind of catches my eye as far as a afternoon draw. I was looking at the daily chart. There is no fair value gap on ES here, but there is one for NQ towards the bottom. I'm thinking like NQ took previous day high, ES hasn't. If we're gonna turn around, maybe we turn around and go for these lows down here. That's kind of my guess. What up, TJ? I also, dude, you know what's funny? Sorry, I don't know when you said hello. But when you, I realized like your name is not Tej. That wasn't me like thinking T, like Tej short for TJ, even though I'm sure that works. It literally hit me last night. I was like, oh, his name is TJ, not Tej. So I'm surprised you didn't correct me. But yeah, so I'm not really sure what's going on today. That's why I don't really have the XFA out just yet. Yeah, I knew you'd probably find that relatively funny. Yeah, I was not calling you Tej because I thought it was a cool alternative. I just was literally reading the name. TJ. Nah, I got Tej though. No worries. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'll call you TJ because that one makes a lot more sense. That's how I believe it was intended. Um, so yeah, so I don't have a great idea of what's going on today as far as price action goes. So I don't know how apt I'm going to be to, or apt I'm going to be to want to pull out the XFA. Um, Especially afternoon session is typically not my session. I'm typically a much better morning session trader. I think volatility dries up and it gives me too much time to second guess myself on the afternoon session. I do kind of like this move down below midnight, broke down and validated this fair value gap. We're just kind of hanging around places that are making sense. Did we crop into here? That's pretty nice. I mean, I don't know if I want to chase it lower around here. Probably should have gotten short up into this gap. Just mess with paper where you got, unless who saves me. Still save the evals for when you know. Yeah, I hear you. We're definitely not going to be doing anything crazy. My plan, honestly, is just kind of come on here and chill. I don't really expect to find a trade. Sorry, I'm eating. Yeah, we got 10 people in here. This is sick. Well, one of them's me because I always have the chat up on my phone. Shoot, sorry, this is gross. But we got 9 people in here. Let's roll. So yeah, I don't really know what's happening. That was kind of my vibe for this morning too, was like, I looked at the chart and I really didn't have a good read on it. So I was like, oh, I'm glad I'm going golfing. Probably got my behind handed to me. Although this was a good trade in the morning. This is what I was kind of looking at. So you had the S&T between ES and NQ early on. Obviously, it's this high all the way over here. And on the hourly, if you look, at the time it was just this little stab up going into this gap. And what I had mentioned in the disco was basically like you'd want to use the new week opening prices as your bias. Like, you know what I mean? Like we have S&T on the highs, if we stabbed up above midnight, good change in state delivery on the hourly comes up into the hourly fair value gap and the weekly open. Stabs right on in, does go over this high, which is nice, into that 5-minute gap, and then rejects. So that probably would have been something that I was eyeing to aim for the new week opening, or not the new week opening gap, the NQ's daily fair value gap. But actually, the reality is I probably wouldn't have taken this trade because it was before 9:30. So forget everything I just said. So yeah, I don't know. What does everybody else think? I guess I'll put a poll in like the YouTube because why not? Maybe I'll try to make like a PM session bias poll or something. See what people think, long or short. This other dude's got 300 viewers. What the heck? Why aren't we pulling numbers, chat? The fuck? Excuse me. All right, there goes that. Get out of there. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, YM kind of long, kind of looking pretty strong. Look at the 4-hour chart. See if we can find anything besides obvious upside. I do like I don't know where it went. I mean, it should be here. Oh, maybe it's on this chart. I do like this area for NQ, this hourly rejection block. I wouldn't mind it stabbing up into those wicks. I think on a 15-minute chart. Yeah, okay, so it's a 4-hour rejection block, hourly rejection block, 15-minute order block, I believe, if I remember it correctly from when I was marking it out. Yeah, 15-minute order block. So I'll probably get that over on the Topstep chart. I kind of like that. Mark out new day opening macro as time-based range box from 650 to 810 open. Check out where 1030 tapped. Body tells the story. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. 840. So hold on. 1650 open to 810 open. That's yesterday's new day opening gap, basically. Sorry, I'm slow. Well, here's 55. Do you do 50? I typically just mark out the close here to the open here. Because that to me is just the opening, you know, opening gap. And you know, we'll overlay them actually. So we'll put mine in yellow or yellow. And let's do yours. 1650 range. It's pretty much the same thing actually. Range 1650 to 810. You're saying the whole entire range? So I'm assuming this low, like from here to here, is your range that you're looking at. Let's just put that in like red, I guess. Out of XX50 to XX10 time-based PD array price the story. Huh? Only variation of close. I don't know. Interesting. And then you were saying 1030 tap. So let's go to the 1030. 1015. 1030 missed it just by a little bit, but that could be just on my chart. Your candles actually maybe that looks bigger than mine. I can post one on Discord. So yeah, I mean, are you using the whole entire range, TJ? Because like what I just did, I just took the absolute lowest of low. Like if you're using the, so 650, are you using the open, 650 open to 1810 close? Is that what you're saying? Because that would be here. That looks bigger than 1 minute, G. I don't know if that's you calling me G and telling me to go to the 1 minute, or you're telling me 1 minute. You got to use the 1 minute. Okay. And now, what exactly do you want me to anchor to? $18.10 open. All right, there's the open at 18.10. Where do you want me to close it? 16.10 close, or I'm sorry, 16.50 close, which would be, oh, open to open. Okay, that's interesting. So that would be there. 16.50 open to 18.10 close, or open. Whoop, sorry. Yeah, I mean, it uses them. It's around. It's a cool thought. I typically just use the new day opening gaps in yellow. I had a brain fart. I forgot to explain. I don't know if I did this yesterday, but I was trying to explain that what all my colors are. Green is New week opening gap, yellow, new day opening gap. Gray, just regular fair value gap. If I have something in orange, it's usually inverse, but I don't always do that. Got any bacon, egg, and cheese fans in the chat? I mean, look at that. Beautiful on a bagel. Everything, or not everything, sesame bagel. Sesame bagel, ride or die. It's interesting. Yes, gap was right. It was right by the weekly open. It's going to just clutter up my chart, which I hate, but kind of explains the action. So yeah. Oh, TJ, I gotta check out the Discord message you just sent. Is the full range and the inside red box is the time-based range. So you're open to open is what you're saying, Teach? The red box is open to open, and the green range is what? Like open to close? Excuse me. Or the full range of like highest high and lowest low between 1650 and 1810. Oh shit. Oh dang. I gotta quit cursing. Sorry. Sorry, YouTube. I didn't mean it. High to low green. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, man. I mean it looks good. You can see midpoints being respected, bodies respecting midpoints. Even the wicks. I mean, I wouldn't even really think super deep about the bodies either. Like I think it's all chilling. That's a cool thing. That your house on bull. I love that. Although I'm done in the day, I had to enter long again just now. Yeah, I don't hate that call. Footprint. I don't hate that call. I think ES has been playing a whole lot around this high. If we wanted to puke it and do the S&T inception, I probably figured we would have already. Um, I do not hate that call. And again, oh, right, that's what I had to do. Let me go and mark that out because I do like up here, like the 19, what is that? 746 area for NQ as a draw. I really, I don't hate that. So could totally be right there. 401k long. Psychos. Where are you long from, Footprint? It's a nice little sweep setup. And where are you invalid at? I'm staying careful of this divergence here. It is sort of your classic unicorn setup though. Breaker, fair value gap. Below midnight is nice too. No SMT, I'd definitely give it a ride and run with you. Oh, you're long over here? Sweet. It's a good long. Yeah, I would definitely be riding with you if we didn't have this little divergence on the highs. I just want to kind of see what the purpose is for. Wingmeister. Yeah, it's a good call, man. I think you're probably right. It is a tough, it is like kind of a not very clear day. Sorry if I'm making all these crazy noises with my mouth. Food stuck everywhere. All these seeds invalid if we break the same low on that red line. You're saying like over here? Did you say you played golf today? Yeah, I did. I did play golf today. To be honest, footprint, I don't mind it going below here into the weekly open and then kind of possibly moving up. The low below it, you're saying here? This 1134 low at like 19,500. ES actually already entered into this low, so nice. How do you do? I should have stayed off the charts. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, at some time, like honestly, I would have traded this morning, or actually, no, I wouldn't, because we already went over that. I wouldn't have traded because I just wouldn't have had the trade. The trade that I liked kind of happened before market open, and I typically don't trade before market open very often. Played golf all my life, love some golf. Yeah, golf is great, man. I'm sorry you had a rough day on the charts. I did pretty good today. I hit the ball decent. I couldn't putt, could not putt today, but I was getting off the tee really well. Um, a lot of par opportunities, just couldn't make a putt to save my life, which is fine. Like honestly, man, I don't really keep score all that much. For me, a good day is if I can get off the tee well and some solid iron shots, I'm happy. Like if I'm a lot of my game is typically on in regulation just to three putt. But I've kind of come to terms with like I don't ever practice putting that much, so I'm okay with, having that type of day. If I'm having a really good round, like if I'm having a really good round, it'll be upsetting that I can't drain them. But I haven't played in a couple weeks too, so I just don't have the feel for the greens like I did. So all good, all good. But yeah, it was nice, dude. The weather was beautiful. It was like one of the first really nice days in a while. I mean, there's been a lot of nice days, but it's been kind of windy and but yeah, it was like one of the first like real prime golf days. So it was really nice. Yeah, man. How about you, man? Have you been getting out to play lately? I wish I could have some like background music or something. Like, is there like copyright free music? Like, is this? I feel like when it's silent, it's like boring. I don't know. Like, I just want the stream to be a little bit more entertaining for everybody. Not that like, us talking isn't entertaining. I like to talk. It's great when people interact, but I just can't. Not too much. Picked up mountain biking. Been doing that. Oh, sick. Mountain biking's cool. We have a lot of really good trails around here. I would love to kind of pick that up. I have my brother's old like Trek mountain bike, which is a nice one. I should probably get it serviced though. It's like hasn't been ridden in forever. Probably needs a new chain. Needs to be cleaned really. But I love biking. I used to ride bikes all the time when I was a kid. Or when I was younger. I still feel like a kid. Guys, I don't know. I'm like kind of, it's addictive and expensive like golf. Yeah, all the great things are addictive and expensive, right? All great things in life, addictive and expensive. That would probably be a good t-shirt. Only football, like soccer though, footprint, like you mean football? Or like American football? Soccer, that's what I thought. I was like, I didn't know they played American football in Morocco. Right? That's where you're from? I'm not getting that wrong. Sorry. But yeah, guys, I don't know. This is oh, you know what? Very suspect high over here. I have to say, very suspect high. Very suspect highs. Look at these. 5 minute tweezers. Tweezers. I wonder if that's the same over here. I generally just I hate when the chart does that. I just think it's the most fugazi stuff in the world. So, okay, NQ actually took those highs. So, higher high, higher high. Gotta be careful. Fake news on MNQ. Right? Am I looking at the right thing? Yeah. Yeah. Dan bodies delivered to that up to red time-based range I had. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely. Have you what's your favorite team to follow, Footprint? The only perfect trade today was the long at market open. Yeah, I don't know. I'll agree with you because I'll agree with you because I just wasn't watching. I mean, it looks like it was. You know what I mean? Here's 9:30. Looks pretty good to me. Barcelona. Cool, man. I like the Italian teams, the Serie A, like Milan, Juventus, Inter Milan. I know a lot of people like the Premier League, like British leagues. Just a little divergence on these lows here. Again, I'm afraid to really take it. I'm not as heavy on the trigger right now, just because ES does have this 5 minute volume imbalance that I kind of would have liked it to move into for a long, and then at the same time, I don't like how NQ is below the weekly open and kind of fiddling around. I do also have to kind of trust the S&T inception at the highs. 9 a.m. macro. Serie A is a bit boring because they play defensive too much. Yeah, I haven't watched in a while, but they are. It is a little slow moving. TJ's like the die-hard time guy, which I could respect. I just never. I wanted to be because I just never couldn't commit. Couldn't commit, TJ. I never like it was driving me crazy. So I just stuck to the candles. Obviously, like time in terms of like opens and closes, like next 15-minute open, like that type of stuff. I do pay attention to time wise. I used to trade macros all the time. The thing is I just couldn't. I told you macros and time on my shit yet. I just don't I don't know, like I'm into it. I just like it was never consistent enough as just the pattern itself. So I like kind of dropped it. Like it would make me think too much almost. Like it was almost something that like made me like second guess my decisions. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a look into it again and see what's going on. But anyway, yes, I'm skeptical about this long just because it's we're in suspect territory. What I do like about it is how ES is continuously finding support off this new week opening gap. That's what I do like about it. But I just don't like where NQ is. Little divergence on those 1 minute highs. I might try one there, guys. Just off the 1 minute high divergence and just risk that high. Like if it wants to spill over, let it spill over. I don't really know where we're even targeting. Maybe look for ES to run into this volume imbalance. Like I don't really know. We also have 1 o'clock. It's probably a stupid idea to be in a trade right before 1 o'clock like this, but there you go. Just opened up with a volume imbalance or no to the upside. Let's double check that. What was I on? The 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart. Okay, same sort of thing. Opened up with a bullish volume imbalance for NQ. Let's see if ES wants to move into this 5-minute volume imbalance as well. I'm just going to get my laptop screens correct. So there you go, there's a little one-to-one action at the very low. Nice little snipe there. You know, obviously really small size, not much, not a whole lot of confidence. You know, I don't really know where the draw is. That's the only reason why I'm not heavy in this, is because I just don't have a good idea of where we'd be drawing to, other than, you know, using obviously ES down into the 5-minute volume imbalance. And then Q back into the daily new day opening gap. I wish I had a little bit more, because I would just take one off here. There's the midpoint. I want to hold it because I feel like this market could just puke, but I should probably just dip out. We'll take it. It's a 30-point trade. It's a nice base hit there. Kind of had a feeling that we could fall out of bed here, maybe into this gap, but I only have one contract. What are you gonna do? And that, to be honest, that's where I would take a partial. So we'll just get out. That's fine. And again, it's like low confidence trades. On the technical side, you know, obviously I didn't take the long because I didn't like how ES didn't match into here. NQ getting stuffed at the weekly open. We finally gave up midnight again. NQ, that's where this origin started, right around midnight opening price. Not going to get, you know, just don't want to get too greedy. It's a nice 10-point, what is that, 10-point risk for 30 points. So what is that, 3 to 1? Not that I really care about RR all that much. Not that I really pay attention to RR, but when it looks good, I guess I can. That might be accelerating there. I do like how it's using that midpoint of the new day opening gap. It's a little lower down for my taste, but yeah, you probably could take that because ES is probably going to want to move into this little 1-minute gap. I doubt that this is a breakaway gap on ES. So it'd just be a quick little scalp for NQ. Maybe below this low, or yeah, I don't know. I don't know, nothing that I feel like touching right now. We'll just watch. It's a little too deep. Like I don't see, like, you know, where would the stop be? Like if you take this type of trade where you're counting on the midpoint to be your level where it's going to get moving, then your stop has to be above one of these highs. And to me, it's like, well, do I believe that this draw is invalid if we go above these highs? No. So what would I do? I would just get re-short. And then in my head, I'd be like, well, why would I even put my stop here? Well, you'd have to put your stop there because there's a chance that you're just wrong in general. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to pick and choose your battles of where you're gonna kind of be aggressive. And so that's why it's not at a spot that I really want to be aggressive. I also have NQ leading the way down again with more divergence on this low. Yes, still being slow. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I got no good read. I'm gonna go host and call and another. Have a good day, gentlemen. Later, TJ. Take care, brother. Enjoy. Take another bite of my sandwich. My phone's listening to me because my sports betting app just said Champions League is starting. Spying, dude. Spies. Very tempting to short it again. Like from a higher time frame perspective, do I really think that this move doesn't get retraced at all? You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard for me to believe that these lows don't get taken. I guess, I guess YM had a much deeper dive into there, but I don't know. Even from like a 15-minute perspective, like this impulse range, hard for me to buy that we don't revisit this area. Just day of the week is not optimal. It does make me feel like we're going down. Earlier in the week, like Monday, I really thought it was more like a Monday down day, Tuesday down day, maybe Wednesday low of the week, Thursday, Friday reversal, or Tuesday low, London low, Tuesday, and then reverse back to the upside for all these earnings releases. We have, let me just go on that. So today we have Visa earnings, we have Starbucks earnings. Tomorrow's a big one. Tomorrow we have Meta, Robinhood, Qualcomm, Microsoft. Thursday, big one, Apple, Amazon, Airbnb, Reddit. CVS in the morning, MasterCard in the morning, McDonald's in the morning. I love Shake Shack, Shake Shack in the morning. But McDonald's is the real tell for, you know, consumer strength, how well the consumer is doing. And Visa will also be a good tell. Credit card transactions and whatnot. Climbing a little higher, just a choppy, 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 choppy market. Chippity, 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 choppity. Chippity, chop, chop, chop. Chippity, dippity. Losing my brains. So I want to go lower here? Maybe not. Kind of getting above the equilibrium point here. Let's see how we react around this level. Footprint says I don't think we're going to go any lower. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a hard call. I think it's 50-50 as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't go any lower. It's just kind of a gross day. It seems like a range day. Maybe we move up into here, then move back into there. You know? Nothing real special going on. And then we could look at this impulse here. And then we could look at the full range here. Whoops. Yeah, so full range just above these highs. Impulse range into the midpoint of the Nubic opening gap. .30 seconds real clean the way it acted here. Change in state of delivery after touching into the new day opening gap. Propulsion block to the upside. Let's see if it holds this gap. It's a very premium part of the swing. Like if I go to OTE, shove it at 79 though. Body's holding. Would have much rather liked to see a body overlap the 79% retracement level. For that reason, we're not going to be chasing much. Actually, let me redo that. Let me turn this back into EQ only, because I understand that these bodies are the 79% level. That's all I really care about. So playing with that 79% level again, comes up, stabs above the high. The muscles need to hit TP. Dude, I'm trying. All right, take care, brother. Gotta go hit the gym. Oh, I didn't see that one. Later, brother. Enjoy the gym. Hope you have a good lift. Today's my off day. I'm so happy because I'm so tired of lifting this week. So enjoy, man. Have a great workout. Have a great workout, my friend. Muscles need to hit TP. Yeah, it's a never-ending pursuit to hit TP with the muscles, with the musculos. Weakness out of ES, I think maybe it gets blown out anyway. Probably rips above these highs to negate the SMT. Moves higher into these and into there. Not really an actionable thing that I'm seeing right now, but just something I'm seeing regardless. Like nothing. Put it this way, I come to that conclusion from the camp of I wouldn't short it. That's basically all I'm saying. No real way for me to long it, but I sure as heck wouldn't short it. So, you know, not using that as my invalidation, at least. Could it fall through the floor? Of course. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know. I do want to get long. I can't find a solid place to get long off of. Like if I look at the 1 minute chart, like it's obviously just down, close, down, close, down, close. And we could just kind of pull one of these until we just rip to the upside. But I just don't know where I would fold, and I don't really want to take the long up here, knowing that I would probably be forced to stop out somewhere around here. Not that I would take it with big size, I would only take it with 1 micro, so it's not like it would ruin my day to take a loss. I just don't. I don't see it clear enough to just kind of rip it. Yeah, you do have the inversion fair value gaps, but I typically like to see something a little bit more specific. Like that helps with narrative, you know, the invert, or at least a smaller time frame invert, because this 1 minute invert is just, it's a relatively large range. Just to kind of blindly buy it, like I'd rather have some sort of microstructure behind it. And there is the possibility that the 5 minute chart here just holds us down and we puke lower. Because if you look at the 5 minute, 5 minute is like just bearish, you know. Not sweeping the high of the up close, just supporting that last up close candle. You know, no internal, could just kind of turn around, head lower Like I said, I do kind of like that 1 minute gap on ES all the way down here. So, I don't know, it's very 50-50. I would just use the midpoint of this range as like kind of my North Star on how I would, you know, view bias right now, just within this little range. Okay, let's see what we got here. Kind of getting into the weeds because you do have ES at the top end, right, of the new week opening gap, and you had NQ right at the midpoint of that previous 1 minute impulse range to the downside. Seems like it's chosen its direction, but I'm gonna sit it out anyway, just to be sure. I don't want this to be the last hurrah move and then kind of full steam ahead roll over. Because I'd rather take the short, to be honest with you. So there's that move that I was afraid of. We'll see if it holds. It does look pretty strong. Into this gap. You know what? I think I'm going to take one there and just not be too afraid of it. Not be too afraid of the S either. I do think ES could probably move into this little 1 minute as a nice little scalper. Scalperino. It's a pretty strong shove. Like, you know, if it's going to use the midpoint, it should use it as like a support and kind of run away. Like I said, the 5 minute makes sense for us to just kind of keel over here. So just kind of trading what's in front of me, low hanging fruit objectives, nothing crazy as far as stops go, and nothing crazy with sides either. It would be ideal if this was a breakaway gap and we just never visit that high again. I may actually throw a stop above that high, because at this point I could just be in whipsaw action and I don't really want to be involved in that. If ES was going to take that high, I'd rather just do it already so that way I can protect my stop. Might get stopped out here. Yeah, it's nasty action. Yuck. Meh. What are you gonna do? A bit of a surprising move after being below EQ like that. Worked for us temporarily. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Miller, we need to have Amazon. We need to have what? We need to have Amazon to make it easier to buy US goods. Whatever that means. I mean, like, are they saying they want Amazon to deal strictly with the US? That would be an interesting play. Definitely hurt Amazon. I don't know how much Amazon would love to do that, but I don't think that's what they mean. That's like a pretty obvious statement, though. Like, yes, we do need Amazon, because Amazon, everybody buys their crap on Amazon. Yeah, and a bit of a chop zone here. Leaving that 5-minute high alone. I think it's time for another bite of sandwich, guys. There goes upside into the full midpoint. Let's see if we get into this area as well. Strong push. This is just the midpoint of that impulse range. Sorry, talking with my mouth full over here. Right off the midpoint of the impulse range. Yes, finding support around midnight. Seems longable. I don't like those little equals here. Bit of a cue there on the low time frame to get long, just didn't pull it. That's a nice little signature though, when you're down in the weeds here. Both indexes finding support at a reasonable level. So for NQ, it was half of this impulsive range to the downside. Whew, sorry, I had to breathe. And for ES, it's obviously midnight open, all at the same time. Different spot, but same time. That's a good measure of how in sync they are. Literally just sold the low there. Just seeing if maybe we can get a stat into the new week opening gap again with this 1 minute fair value gap. I don't know if I believe the story that this is a breakaway, this is a breakaway. I think midnight's a cool spot to try the short anyway. So I'm okay with that. What is that? Little 40 buckaroonie. Add more to that. I like that down close candle. Or that up close candle, excuse me. Let me just switch to also NQ. Make sure I'm not in deep trouble here. You know what, I am going to flatten that one just because NQ, if you look on the 1 minute, this is a down close candle, and on MNQ it wasn't. Probably wouldn't have taken the trade if that was the case. So that's a little bit annoying on the inconsistency there, but saved myself some drawdown. Nice little nice idea though, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Whoops, my B. I need the body to disrespect there. Straight down if it's going to go. In a bit of a weird spot. Took the long looking for some sort of continuation to the upside. Decent. Let's get some follow through. And then we'll look to trim out of the position as well. I'm gonna move the stop to even there, just as we move into that order block. I think it probably gets taken, but I don't really feel like, eating risk on the trade, like when it could easily come back down here now and move down to this gap. Like I would have much rather it just, if it's gonna move, just move all the way through, no hesitation with this little clutter. Could move down into this gap, and I'm not gonna take the drawdown from an ad all the way up there. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Viraj, what's up, my guy? The session just kind of started, man. I got live around 12:30 today. It was a bit of a late day for me. I was out doing some other stuff this morning. I was playing some golf this morning. The afternoon session was pretty good. We were up like 60 bucks. Took like one nice little 30-point short on one micro. Just not really, don't have a great idea of where the market is headed right now. So just kind of playing small, and like otherwise these smaller time frame structure plays, like little low hanging fruit stuff, Raj, like little trade to this low, to this high, just some scalps. And if I can get some follow through, great. So that trade was really follow through or nothing. And I'm glad, because now it seems like we're going towards the gap that I kind of had a feeling we'd go to if we didn't absolutely turn around and start to run. I am going to hesitate on the long here for just a few seconds. Just let it sit for a minute and just see what it wants to do. It's from a short perspective, but I don't hate it either. But how's your day, Viraj? Buying one there. I like how it's, corrected the wickless candle. ES came into the midpoint. I can get hit with that. Maybe it doesn't go down into here, I don't mind taking a little long there. I don't mind adding to it either as it attempts to spit up. Let's see if it uses this as an invert here on the 30-second. Good, Viraj, man. I'm glad you had a good day. Viraj, do you trade? Oh, right, you trade Nifty. You trade Nifty. That's good, dude. I'm glad you had a good trading day. Always love to see that. Always love to hear that. Trading is hard, so when we have good days, it's always a good day. I'm stupid. I should have a stop in right now. Sorry, everybody. Don't do what I do. Clearly, like being held up by the order block. They have also 30-second SMT with ES and NQ. I'm just going to give this a shot real quick. Hopefully, if we could invalidate this point, these highs with like a nice swift move, I'd be a little bit more comfortable in the long. There you go. There's the invalidation of the SMT, which I like. I would like it to just kind of rocket away though. How much has been you trading the market? I've been trading for, I don't know. I mean, so I started trading in 2020. I started like really taking it very serious in probably 2022 maybe. And I mean, like even 2022 to 2023 was probably like, obviously taking it seriously, but allowing myself to make stupid mistakes still. So it's probably not until 2024, 2020, latter half of 2023 till now that I've really just been trying to really buckle down the whole discipline side of it. Like, knowledge-wise, I feel like I've been around the, more experience the better, but it's really just been like mental shortcomings of like, not acting the best, not behaving the best all the time. So bit of a difficult one to hold, guys. Not really a whole lot going on. Maybe 15 rips all the way down to there. Yeah, I feel like I have to cut it. Doesn't feel good. Feels really, really bad actually, but it's like it's really keeping me in. It's trying to keep me in, which I don't like because it makes me feel like it's just gonna really knife down. But this inversion gap is still holding. It's just not very strong. And the 1 minute's kind of ugly. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one. We're rejecting midnight. It feels like it's really trying to sell another short. It's a whole lot of pain to hold through for like little to nothing right now. I'd rather it just kind of start to take off. I don't like these highs on ES. I think ES could probably run up towards those highs. Just no volume in YM. YM is like absolutely disgusting moving right now. Feels like somebody wants to take this high, so I'm gonna just hang tight for now. Do I read books for trading? No, I don't read any books. Like you mean like for psychology, like a psychology book? I do not, but there's this one guy that I talk to here and there who's like really into it, and he would have a lot of great references. You can follow him on Twitter. It's DC Candy Cabin 75 or something like that. My guy Dave, he's really into trading psychology and is like a wizard. That dude's a robot. He is peak discipline, peak it is what it is kind of attitude of like it's my setup or nothing, and I don't care what happens after I press the button. Like no micromanaging. Dave is literally a robot. So, and he has a lot of good resources on that he retweets on his Twitter for trading psychology. So I would definitely give him a follow if you want. Really nice guy too. Really nice guy. And excellent trader too. Like low key monster trader. Like doesn't really flaunt it, but he's a really great trader. Guys, this long is not cooperating the way I kind of wished it would. I mean, it's definitely, we're still playing off the inversion and everything on that 30-second. I'll give it a chance just because it's telling me to. But it doesn't feel great. It does not feel great at all. I may even cut some of the size. It's just taking a long time. Like that move it needs to run from. See how it came down, hit the midpoint, and then immediately sprung up? Like it's got to move off of that. And if it doesn't, it's not as good of a trade as I want it to be, you know? Good. It's better. Still just getting shoved here. Just want to see where I'm at here. The midpoint. There goes ES to take that high. Let's see if NQ follows through. I'm gonna move my stop below that low that I liked. Can we get some PM session follow through here? We are diverging. I don't really feel like cutting the trade just yet because or like taking partials just yet. Like I'm trying not to be fearful because I feel like if NQ can break out like the rest, I can get a really nice move to the upside. Maybe we have some continuation to the upside and we visit that 19,745 level that I was looking. So yeah, I'm just trying to hold steady. So you can see that 30-second invert like worked really well. Still just getting stuck here at midnight. Just looking for rally continuation here. People that are trying to short into this mass as like their support or their resistance. I'm just kind of looking to fade that. Strong move up, small consolidation. Let's see if we can just make another strong move up. Still getting stuck at this order block on the 1-minute chart. Would like it to just clear through. Just clear through, will ya? I'm definitely going to start moving the stop up to even now. No sense in taking a loss on this position. We've kind of waded through a whole lot of BS, and now that ES has taken the this high, but left this high alone, I do have to be careful for it to kind of resume back down lower. I'd feel better about it if ES took this high. You can see that 1 minute still getting stuck right up at that order block. Like I said, I'm confident that if it wants to invalidate it, I should get a pretty good spike in volatility to the upside. You know, it should give me a pretty good exit opportunity to get at least one off. I just, at this point now, the trade is all about, is it going to come down and take me out even before it moves up higher, or like, you know what I mean? Like that's now the risk is off. It's a different story of not whether I think it's the right trade. It's, do I think my stop is going to be saved? And that I'm, you know, that I don't know. That I don't know. The way the bodies are reacting with that order block is very suspect. But again, I think just the way this, like I've seen the movie before where it just completely blows through. You know, it kind of teases the short side and then just rips to the upside. So I'm trying to trust my experience and kind of what I know to be true. Don't like how it got shoved there. Lack of follow through is a little disappointing on that move. Let's see if it wants to use that open now as an invert. So see how the 1 minute came down and touched that open of that order block? I'd like it to just springboard off of it. That would be ideal for my long trade here. That's the type of movement that I like. So it was a resistance point. That's your like textbook support or resistance turn support idea. Nice, man. Really, really good there. Really happy with that. That one I'll sell one into. And we'll let the trade move. So again, we had that 1 minute order block acting as our resistance. Next 1 minute comes down, taps right into the open, inverts this as a level, and we get that strong follow through to the upside. Now you have ES taking the original S&T high. So we'll see. I don't know if that's the S&T for the afternoon session, but that's not really how I subscribe to it. That's not really how I think about those things. I typically think now that ES has taken this high and invalidated the S&T from earlier, which is NQ taking this high, I typically think that that's pretty bullish in the in terms of like what the rest of the session should do. So I'll give it a chance here. I'll give this one a chance to run. I mean, obviously we are break even here, so there's no risk in this position to let it move. I think on the absolute best case scenario, ES can probably move into this old new week opening gap. And absolute best case scenario is obviously NQ taking out this high and traveling all the way up to this 4-hour rejection block. That would be super ideal. It's also a 15-minute order block. So hourly rejection block open as well. You know, I mean, there's definitely some targets to the upside that make sense to let this one kind of go. Again, it's not as necessarily a game about me being correct anymore in terms of directional bias, because I believe that that's the case. Now the game is do I believe that the market's not going to travel back down 30 points to stop me out at even before continuing to the upside? That I don't know. You know, and again, so this blue line here is that original rejection block that we've been hanging out in. I think it's a 15-minute. Nope, I'm wrong. That's probably an hourly. Daily? Daily rejection block. So now that ES has taken the previous day's high as well, I mean, I'm thinking maybe we could move higher. And so now let's look at the confluence between the 4-hour. So the 4-hour rejection block and the 15-minute order block is a little bit lower than half midpoint of that wick. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I have to grab some more water, guys. But so far, good idea, good trade, reacted well. Like I say, typically the best longs are really hard to hold, and that was here. That was a very difficult long to hold. But you could see that it treated the invert perfectly. When it gave the signature that, you know, perfect touch in the middle and wanted it to run away, it ran away. All happy with that. I'm going to take this away because I don't want it to even think about coming back down to there to find support. But if it does, that may make sense because it's down into the midpoint of this order block. But ideally, we just run away for the afternoon session. I think I'm going to get really defensive with the position as soon as ES kind of gets into the old new week opening gap. I don't know how much of a reason. I would definitely think that it wants to, we would get some sort of stronger retracement, possibly intraday reversal if we're going to play jagged and sideways. Are you using only micro or mini as well, ADZ? Sorry, Adzi, I just saw your message. I don't know how quickly that came through. I'm not always looking at my phone. Yeah, I typically, so today I don't have a great read on the market in terms of draw. I mean, now I have a good idea of where I believe it's going, but obviously in this whole mess, it was very difficult for me to discern where exactly we were headed. We had a lot of divergence on the top side and the bottom, so it was difficult. I typically only use micros, Oddsy, because even if I want to get heavy with like sets of 10 to 20 max, there's like I like to take profits along the way. It's easier for me to hold trades if I have opportunities to take some profit off the table for the risk. So yeah, I typically will only trade micros for that reason because I have a lot of different exit opportunities. And then like for my head, my ego, like I could hold a runner like this. And today I'm trading very, very small because there's, like I said, it's a difficult day. Like I'm not seeing it super clear. Like I said, like now I am ish, but there's also a ton of news to come out for the rest of the week. Like there's not a whole lot, of reason for me to be taking a whole lot of size today. There's a little bit too much risk, and like I said, I don't have the greatest of grasps on how we're gonna move. Like I don't even really believe, like I'm not even sure how much follow through I get with this move. Like I'm worried that it may just want to zigzag, and my stop is not safe here. Like like that also wouldn't surprise me. But I'm gonna hold for the best case scenario. I didn't really plan even on trading today. I blew 3 funded trying to trade minis. Now going back to greed, been getting me hard now doing slow. Yeah, dude. I've learned that lesson a million times as well. Obviously you're drawn in by the large gains when trades work and how quickly you can pass these challenges when trades work. But when trades don't work, you'll find that you're buying a lot of challenges very often. A 50K account, like $2,000 worth of drawdown, and especially if you're trading NQ, you really can't be trading. Well, you can, you just can't afford to be wrong. You cannot be wrong on a normal level trading minis, with these 50K accounts. Even with I'd say like if you have $9,000 to draw down or whatever, 4,500, not 9,000, that's the profit target. 150K account, you could probably get away with trading a mini, but I just wouldn't. I don't know. It's just time. You know what I mean? Like odds are, like for me, my win rate is not substantially high. Sometimes it takes me a few tries to get on side with the market. Even if I have direction right, like I'll usually get it wrong a couple times just trying to take stabs at it. It's hard to time it perfectly every time. But using smaller size allows me to have that, multiple try, like multiple attempts. And obviously my runners typically go a lot further than, or my trades typically provide more than what I lose on average. Like the only way I'm going to have a terrible day is if I lose a million times in a row. I would rather have 350Ks than one 150K. That'd be sufficient to do small size and big profits. Yeah, you can make a lot either way. All right, guys, look at that great push. ES into the new week opening gap. NQ pushing up higher as well. I don't want to take off the trade, but I feel like that's the smart thing to do. I'm like really sold on it going up here, but let's be disciplined. It was a great one micro lot trade. I'm going to get out. I said that I would. And that's a $200 day trading micros, like 1 to 2 micros. You know what I'm saying, Oddsy? Or Adsy. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but Yeah, I didn't want to let go of that trade because I really do feel like we could go all the way up here, but it's been quite some time without any sort of higher time frame retracement. So screw it, we'll just get out. Macro timing now, good trade nonetheless. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, I do think it could run into 19745, but also like you know how much I'd be tempted to strip that trade off anyway. Like, what am I gonna do like differently to manage that trade? I'll tell you what I would probably do. I'd probably jam the stop below this low. I would feel like that's stupid because it may want to go below these lows. So I'd be like, well, why am I going to jam it down here? If that's the case, I should probably jam it here. But I wouldn't want to put it there either because I would rationalize like, well, what if it just wants to retrace half of this kind of algo move? So that's why I'm out. This would be a really hard one for me to trade or hold more. But let's just watch. If I had more contracts, obviously I'd be letting them ride, but we were trading very small size today. It is what it is. I took one off already. This was like a 2 contract position. I think I took one off somewhere over here. I don't even know. I'll put on the executions. Yeah, somewhat run right over here. Typically, like you really can't go very wrong with taking profits into large moves in your favor. Because like it's rarely does it spike up and then continue to travel up higher. Most of the time it spikes up and then rips lower. So like whenever you get volatility in your direction, just take it. You know what I mean? Be happy that you got the quick 40-point spike and it is what it is. So nice little trade action there. Let's take these away so people can see. Never came across you before. I'll have to check out the content and catch up. Yeah, man. I used to post some like videos more regularly. Like I never really went live. I have a couple times, but like like for the last 21 days, I've been live pretty much every day except for Thursdays, and then obviously the weekends when the market's closed. But before I would just kind of do some like videos, like displaying certain concepts, and then doing some like walkthroughs of like why I'm taking certain trades. Um, and then I just kind of got lazy with it and I stopped. But now I'm kind of trying to really commit to the live streaming stuff, just because I don't know, like I see other people doing it, and not to sound arrogant or whatever, like I feel like I know just as much of these people as these people. I feel like I could kind of display the same sort of stuff or help people the same sort of way. So I don't know. I figured why not give it a shot. How long have you been trading and have you received payouts yet? Have you been trading? I've been trading for yes, and I've been trading for oh man, I answered this question a little bit earlier. I've been trading since 2020. I found that's when I sort of found ICT. I think I found ICT in 2021. So I traded options. I actually started trading options when I first started in 2020, right by COVID, right when COVID happened, because the market crashed, and I was like, oh, now's a good time to buy stocks. Um, and then I found ICT, I think, in like 2021 after like begging, like praying for some sort of like teacher. Like I was like, why? Like, because I always did well in school. So I was like, well, like, what if somebody just taught it? Like, if there was a class that I could take, I told myself, I was like, if there was a class that I could take, I know I would be able to do it. You know, I would have no problem learning it. And then lo and behold, this dude comes up and it's like lecture style, college lecture style, trading. So that kind of, then I like went all in, then I like really like obsessively studied and obsessively every day just forward tested, not back test. I forward tested everything, which isn't the smartest, but I mean, like I think it helped. Like, I don't know, you have to be willing to lose a whole lot. But forward testing helped because it was never like it was all real, and it all helped with my screen time. But then so like yeah, so 2022, then like still did some like was doing stupid stuff like tilting or whatever. I still do. I mean, I'm not immune to it. I'm just better. Not like I recognize what situations would keep me prone to like tilt. But yeah, so I don't know, probably the second half of 2023 is when I really was like, just buckle in. Like, why are you doing dumb things still? Like, dumb stuff. is the only thing holding you back from like being really great. So why are you still doing dumb stuff? I know it sounds really easy to just not do it, but you know, it is what it is. So I guess if you want to call it, it's the latter half of 2023, let's say I've been trading because I've known how, like I've been learning to trade or whatever, but like the real serious trading is probably since then. Uh, Abdullah, could you tell me how to trade CME and equity open and silver bullet in New York session? Okay. Could you compare US 100 and SP 500 each other in intermarket relationship? Yeah, that's everything that I do, man. Everything that I do, Abdullah, is all intermarket stuff. Like I'm always using ES targets to, you know, manage my NQ trades or NQ targets to manage ES. I really only trade NQ. Um, but yeah, I use ES. Like I'm always using both of them to determine when I should move in or out of trades. As far as Silver Bullet goes, could I teach you? I don't think I could teach you any better than ICT's videos. And to be totally honest with you, I don't really trade Silver Bullet. I don't really pay too much attention to it. Um, I'm sure it works. Like I know a lot of people do trade it well. You know, I mean, I think that's pretty much just the first, like, it's all narrative based. Like that's why, like, a lot of it to me is like, if you're gonna learn ICT, you should just, you have to just, I don't know how to put it. Like it's obvious. Like it's like a no, like no shit. Like you have to know where the market's going. Because if you know where the market's going, like, you know, because then people are like, well, yeah, if I knew it was going up, then I would just be able to trade it up. Like, yes, obviously. But that is kind of the answer. Like, it doesn't matter what you're using or whatever. Like, what it comes down to is understanding where the market is drawing to. If you and that's what I feel like I've gotten really good at. Not because I've studied a ton. It's just because I've put in the time of being in front of this computer every day for years. Okay, I've watched these candles print every day for years, and I've understood how you know where the market wants to go by using his concepts. I use the gaps: new week opening gap, new day opening gap, fair value gaps, like regular structure. So you pair all that together, you begin to start to understand, well, like, you know, if it's not going here, well, then where is it going? It's going up there. And that was kind of this trade here. And it's all about invalidation, if this, then that. Honestly, there's a lot of strategies that work. I have now come to realize it's your mindset and discipline. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Viraj, have a good day, brother. See you tomorrow. Stay positive, stay disciplined. Thank you, Viraj. You too, man. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you coming by and saying what's up. But yeah, everything, like so much stuff works. Like I think it's whatever, in the end too, it's whatever you relentlessly believe. Because trading is it's just a mental strength test most of the time. And if you could find something that, like, that's why I believe, look, you could believe that there's an algorithm. You don't have to believe that there's an algorithm. I think it's like an ironclad way of training your brain. If you say that there's an algorithm, right, and the market must do this, well, that is like, that builds an incredibly strong resilience, like in your mental. You're like, well, I can't be wrong because it's not me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is how it works, and that's final. There's no room for it to work any other way. So then it's a lot easier for you to hold and manage these trades. You know, take the trade, hold the trade. That's where I think he's a genius. Like whether he, you know, whether it's a real algorithm or not. And it helped me too. Like, you know, because what it does is it artificially creates some sort of certainty in your brain to execute. And look, like I said, I'm not going to refute or agree. I don't know what drives this market. All I know is that what this guy teaches seems to be the truth. It's helped me with a lot of success. Like, you know, it's helped me trade the markets very cleanly. Like, I mean, you can see how, like, I mean, how much cleaner do you want it? Okay? Like, what else do you want here? How I understood that I had to get out of my long here, or at least move my stop to even. Got out. Stabs on under. Like this is all narrative too, by the way. It's not just the patterns. It's all narrative. But with the correct narrative, this stuff is flawless. 30-second invert gap. What does it do? Accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Comes up, passes midnight. What were we looking at to after that? The 1 minute order block. What happened when we overtook it? It came down, ripped the open, and then immediately started to push up. That is the real support and resistance. So, I don't know. Look, I have guys in my Discord or I have a guy in my Discord that trades order flow. Doesn't care at all about time-based ranges. Obviously, we come from two very different spaces, but I don't knock that dude. In a 1 minute chart, candle liquidity, void cap, work or not, because market doesn't respect 50% of the void. Is 1 minute chart, candle liquidity, void. What's up, Harry? I only struggle because of my revenge and not being able to take loss. Abdullah, can you reword that, man? I'm sorry, I'm just not really understanding what you're asking. Revenge and not being able to take a loss on a weekday, being 1,500 on first time. Yeah, Ozzy, I've struggled with the same thing. That's why when I tell people, like when you ask, well, how long have you been trading? Yeah, I traded for years, but I did stupid shit all the time. Like revenge trade, overtrade, not enough, not this, blah, blah, blah. I did it last week. I blew up an account last week. You know, I'm not prone. I'm not immune to it. You just get better at it. And you know, honestly, man, you either get better at it or you continue to fail. And then it's up to you whether you want to clean up your act and start to do better, or if you want to stay in the same cycle. Market won't care. Market will do the same thing it does all the time. It's either going to reward you or it's going to hurt you. And that's it. So if you want to lock in, you lock in. And if not, what are you going to do? How was your trade? I just joined your live. It's been pretty good, Harry. Harry, how do I say your name? Am I saying it correct? Can you like help me out with that? Because I don't want to butcher it. But my trading has been pretty good. We took a, I'll walk you through the trades. We saw this trade, didn't take it on the S&P to the downside. I took a continuation short. So NQ, first of all, ES had this, you can see it down here, but this is like on the 5 minute chart, you'll see that this is also about volume imbalance on the 5 minute chart. ES stopped just shy of it. So I was looking to get, I wasn't going to take the long, even though that there was SMT between these two lows. Then I noticed how NQ was getting stuffed at the weekly opening price. ES was getting also held up, excuse me, at this breaker here and also in this fair value gap. Finally, on the micro time frames, I'm always looking at the 15-second if I'm ready to execute. We do have a small divergence from candle to candle, right? SMT, I ended up taking the short because ES or NQ did not take this candle high. ES did take that one. I had reason to believe that we were going to go lower. Like there's a small draw, scalp draw. But this SMT, while NQ is at the weekly open, is meaningful to me. So I took the short, wrote it all the way down here, took it off at the midpoint of today's new day opening gap. And that was pretty much, that was the first trade. I think we tried to get reshort or something in here. I ended up giving like half back. Then we had this trade over here. Got short over here, stopped out at even, or maybe took a small loss. I think it was like even. Tried to get short again, or got long, stopped out at even, got long again. That trade worked. Oddsy, thank you, man. Rita. Sorry, 1 second. I'm going to subscribe. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for subscribing, Oddsy. And if you want to join the Discord, man, go ahead. It's free. I post my morning analysis on there for anything. I mean, today it wasn't very helpful because I got it wrong, but yeah, and we have some other people in there and people from different trading perspectives. So it'd be cool. Definitely check it out. Feel free to join. It's in the description. My name is Reda. Reda. Cool. Am I saying that right? It's Reda, not Reda? Or is it Reda? That's a cool name. But yeah, the trades were good. I'm happy with it. I don't think I'm going to really be taking any more. I am thinking that NQ wants to draw up here, which is the 4-hour rejection block. I took the trade off because ES had reached the new week opening gap, and if you can see, we're just kind of in this channel to the upside. I was defending against the possibility of us just kind of moving back lower again and then continuing to chop up. So I was happy with the trade. It was a nice little 70-point trade. Yeah, thank you guys, appreciate it. So yeah, that's all. That was it. I mean, we're not taking any trades in the XFA today just because it's one, I'm not the best PM session trader. I usually trade much better in the AM session. And then two, I just don't have a great read on the market. I do think that it's going to 19745, but do I think that's going to happen right now? Yeah, who knows? What do I know? I think ES is in the way I'm looking at this right now is that ES is in that old new week opening gap. It makes plenty of sense for it to retrace or stay around there and not move very fluently. And for that reason, I'm not going to be taking any of those trades. There's no reason for me to stress or have waste mental energy on that. Could it? Sure. But the way I trade, the way I see things, this would be in my head the whole entire time if I were to re-enter into an NQ long. All I would be thinking about is, oh my God, it's probably going to want to move back. It's at a point where it makes sense for it to move back. That's it. As soon as ES touches the midpoint, I probably think that. So yeah, we got out of NQ off this first spike to the upside. It was after this move right here. I took the trade off right in here. But still, 70 points is a killer trade. Like I can't complain. Guys, honestly, to me, that's home run territory. I'm not always. It depends on the draw, but like most of the times, if I get 50 points or whatever, like I'm out. That's a great trade. There's no reason for me to hold anything more. Runners, runners are really the only way I get anything larger than 50. Like last week, I think I had 100 points on a micro, which was a nice runner. That was the day where I blew up though, because I felt like I should have had more size. It was like FOMO. Completely screwed myself. But whatever. Ended up passing the next challenge anyway. So it was bittersweet though. Passed one combine, blew another. PM session will be volatile and high volume than AM session. Yeah, maybe. You're probably right. I mean, it's happening right now. I'm sour that I didn't hold on to the long, but I know myself. I probably would have been having a conniption. We'll just bank it up here if we're correct. So yeah, especially now, like after seeing this move up and then ES into this, I would want to take it off. There's about 8 million times where I'd want to take the trade off after that initial spike anyway. So I don't know, man. That's why that's why it's always nice to have a few more contracts on, because it just lightens the mental load of being able to strip out of trades like that, run down a little bit of equity. And for this trade I only had two, so first one I took off as we approached this high, and ES had taken the S&T high, and then the second one I told myself I'd let run, and after getting that nice little move, we're out. So we will see, but nothing really for me to do. How about you guys? Sorry. Yawn machine today. I'm just tired. Oh, so sick. It's definitely gonna go to that spot. I'm gonna feel like a klutz. That's okay. Made it out. Honestly, I didn't even really plan on trading today. Also, $200 days is usually what I aim for anyway, if I'm like really trying to conservatively pass a challenge anyway. Like 10% is fine. Yeah, like I didn't really, first of all, I didn't think I was gonna trade at all today. We only played 9 holes of golf instead of 18, so that was nice. So I was like, all right, great, I'll go trade the PM session. When I came to the charts at the PM session, this is what I came to, like complete ugliness. So I didn't even really have a bias. There was no real, so like honestly, in all things considered, it's a win. It's a total win of a day. I had no idea. you know, what today was going to bring. I had an idea that PM session maybe, excuse me, could do some sort of expanding just because of how sloppy it's been, but it's earnings week and it's earnings or it's earnings weeks, I should say. And PM session on earnings weeks suck, notoriously suck. Today there's no huge tech earnings, so it's okay. But you'll see, like on Wednesday or Thursday when there's tech earnings for PM session, if you trade ICT and you're aiming for lows or highs, it's not going to take them. It's going to keep building, 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 building liquidity. Range, 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 range. And you'll get absolutely chopped if you don't understand, you know, if you haven't been through that market cycle before. Price will now just keep moving higher. Yeah, Rada, maybe you're probably right. Just like a straight up move, I wouldn't be surprised to see. And in the back of my head, I was like, "Ooh, I really want to hold it." But you know, I'm proud of myself for not holding it. I'm happy to just take the money. Like, you know, it feels good to take the cash because then I could just be ego right. You know, if it goes to 745 today, cool. You know, but I'll tell you what doesn't feel good. What doesn't feel good is feeling like you should take money, not taking the money, and getting stopped at break even. That doesn't feel good. Then you feel like an idiot. So I think you have to do a lot to preserve your head when you're trading. You know, and again, that was something that was you know, that was like a tilt trigger to me. You know, if I didn't take a trade off, ended up getting stopped at even. But you know, whenever you're stopped at even, technically, it's very rare that your stop is at an invalidation point. So if you regret getting stopped at even and you weren't, and the trade's not invalid, then you're just going to re-enter. You know what I'm saying? And then if the trade goes against you, you feel dumb, like, oh my God, like maybe I'm wrong. It just sends you into this spiral where it's just not worth it. Unless you have very, very clear thoughts about how you're going to react when you re-enter, and like that you're like totally okay with it, which you can tell yourself you are, but I'm a believer that you're not. You can convince yourself to take the trade, but you probably shouldn't. But whatever. I mean, look, maybe it's different for other people, but that's how it was for me. So to avoid the tilt, it's good for me to just take that trade. It's also like you have to recognize, like I said, 70-point trade is a lot of money. It may not look like a lot because I'm trading a micro, but if you're trading a mini, 70 points is $1,400. Go make $1,400 in 20 minutes anywhere else in your life. You won't. So you have to understand the scale. Like, you know, you should think like you're trading larger size. Your decisions will probably be better. That's why people are like, oh, why do I always trade better on paper? Well, one, because you're probably using larger lots and you see a good number and you take it off because you're like, oh, nice, that's $1,000. So now your win rate's higher because you're not swinging for the fences for money. And two, you're not as fearful because it's not real, which is like also a sizing thing. You know, it all comes down to sizing. Yeah, main thing to look. The main thing is to think about long term. Yeah, long term, man. Long term. Bro, where do you live? I live in the U.S. Is that what you mean? I'm not going to tell you where I live, but I live in the U.S. Not that I don't trust you. I think everybody's a nice person here. I typically give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but you know, these get recorded and then who knows who could watch, and you just never know. I don't know. I try not to be too skits out about that, but I'll be right back, guys. I just gotta get some more water. I gotta take my vitamins. Gotta stay healthy. It's vitamin time, guys. Come on. Solid. How's that poll doing? Is everybody bearish, bullish? What's the deal? I should go check on that. But yeah, Wednesday and Thursday this week, earnings are like brutal. So we'll see what that does for volatility. Are you daily stream and the time you come in? Yeah, I do stream pretty much daily. I typically don't stream the PM session. I usually get done around like 1 o'clock. I try to be done by 1 o'clock. Today was different, Abdullah, because I went and played golf this morning, so I couldn't trade this morning. So I said, you know what, I'll trade the PM session. I trade every day except for Thursdays. I do not stream. I do still trade on Thursdays, but I just don't stream it. I'm just not at my home setup on Thursdays, so yeah. So 9:30 Eastern time. So like New York session open is when I trade or when I'm live. Wow, 14 votes, 50-50, bear bull. Cool. I guess we could also look at the tilt. Wow, a lot of people trying to get short IQ. Probably gonna get steamrolled. I'm gonna wait for the next or for this hour to close and then predict the next for biased. Yeah, yeah, sounds like a good idea. Do you want gold short analysis on the daily chart? Do you want me to look at that? I don't really trade gold, but we can check that out. See what I tell you. These guys are gonna get steamrolled here. What's our average? 620. Oh my God, shorts are averaged at 620. You're getting crushed, dude. What are you doing holding on to the trade? Holy cow. Oh my God. 613 average price. Why? Why? How about ES? ES long, average 583. Those longs are in good profit. Shorts 5880. Yikes. Okay, so this is like clear. Shorts have their heels dug in and they're just going to get liquidated. They don't want to accept that they're wrong here. Or they're thinking that there's no way this thing keeps moving higher. But let me tell you, it can keep moving higher pretty easily. I've been there a million times. I remember when I was trading live, I was trading like my own money. I had that same thought where I was short one, then short two, 30 points short three, another 40 points short four, and just averaged and averaged and averaged. And guess what? I shorted 5 or whatever. I think I was up to like 13 micros on like a cash account or something, or maybe even 14, all the way at the top. Okay, at the very top of the move, I got short. Caught the absolute top. I ended up closing that out for a $300 loss or something, and I felt like, oh my God, I got away with it. And I had the absolute top, and had I held, it would have been the biggest day ever. But I didn't deserve it. You don't deserve those types of trades. And I knew I didn't deserve it, so I was happy to just make it out. But the moral of the story is like, the market doesn't have to go down. It doesn't have to go up. Yeah, it's obvious that the AM session price accumulating to run for buy side liquidities. Yeah. Yeah, it was a little tricky. It was a little tricky, right up because of all the S&T on the highs, but typically the market doesn't act like that if it's not going to go. Like, you know how ES was. So first of all, I was very skeptical about the equals somewhere over here. Oh, right here. I think if you look at a 5, it's probably a little bit more clear. Wherever this SMT was, I saw that there were equal highs. And we swept them. Was it this morning? I don't know. Somewhere. Maybe it was these. Maybe look at it hourly. Yes, these right here. So originally we did have the SMT with ES and NQ here, but then you saw like how it made these equals. So I was instantly like when I woke up this morning and I was looking at the market here, I was like, eh. But again, it could sweep these highs, leave this high alone, and then reverse. That's perfectly fine. But typically that structure kind of wigs me out a little bit. Abdullah, did you want me to look at gold? Is that what you want me to do? I'll check it out here. Gold. Daily chart. You're saying look short. I mean, you do have change in state delivery right here. It's a tough one. So we gapped. So we gapped down, change in state of delivery on that daily, and now it's just accumulating. I mean, there's really nothing to do. I don't trade gold, so I don't know how it reacts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every ticker has a little bit of a personality, and I don't really know gold's personality because I haven't spent a lot of time with it. So, I mean, my guess is a short. You know what I mean? Like, I would have much rather it not gap down to close below here. I would have much rather there was no gap. But, you know, you have this, right? You have this gap. I don't know what silver looks like, but you would want to look at silver. And then you would just simply just target half of the range. You know, I don't see, this is a almost wickless candle, back down to this down close candle, makes sense. 3240 maybe. Something would have to happen though. Gold is very like macro driven. Maybe below here makes sense. You know, this as a draw maybe. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like painfully obvious except for the fact that there's change in state of delivery here. I may want to come up to this gap, come to halfway of this wick, and then tumble back over to be like a bull trap. I don't know. Beats me, man. Beats me. Weekly fair value gap, pending low. Yeah, I like that. There you go. Good idea. Nothing wrong with that. I think you're right. And then maybe it runs up again. So that's gold. That's my take. Quick take, but you know, 4 hour. You have this nice sort of stab up into the midpoint of that gap, takes it down, bleeds above ever so slightly here, but kind of gets rejected. Like what I'm looking at is like this high. I don't know. 1 hour. I don't know. That's all I got. Rates are down. Why don't I have that fair value gap or that weekly? Yes, I'm still watching Tilt. Leave me alone. Like I don't pay, like it's not paid for? What the heck? Do I not have that on this chart? No. Let's drag that over for time's sake. I don't know. Maybe maybe these guys are getting spared. Shorts are spared right now. They're about 5 points from their break-even point. Shorts at 81. Not anymore. NQ 16, 621 as opposed to 617. So you can see they're kind of averaging into that move. Shorts are trying to average it, but I think they're just gonna get rolled, man. Just gonna be ugly. The only thing that's giving them a shot, an absolute shot at a short, is this new week opening gap midpoint. That's the only thing that's got them saved. But look how it's using the old new day opening gap as support now. And NQ is remaining strong. I think NQ wants to go over here. Expansion, consolidation, expansion. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing that I don't spend a ton of time with Rada is the like cycles per se. I probably should pay a little bit more attention, but I just don't. That would probably help me too, but I don't know, kind of stubborn, set my ways like an old man. Oh boy, I'm tired, guys. Does anybody watch poker? There's a great poker game on. I think today's day 2. No, it's the $1 Million Game. I don't know if anybody watches it. Really cool stuff, really fun stuff to watch. That's what all the rattling is, by the way. I'm always like fiddling with some poker chips. Keep my hands busy, out of trouble. What is the quote section? I've never really looked at the quote section. It's kind of cool, I guess. I'm like never in your positions. I'm like never in positions. Accounts, never in that either. Trades, rarely. Do you use opening range gaps? Opening range gap. Like you're talking about like regular trading hours gaps or like 9:30 to 10:30 opening range. So I use like I will look at the regular trading hours gaps occasionally, but I don't pay them too much mind. Unless they're huge, then it's like a trade. You know, I can trade into it or whatever. But typically, then the new day opening gap, which I use a lot, like new day opening gap and close of the day at 9:30. Not a ton. Sometimes, like very relative. Like if there's a huge gap up, then yeah, I'll use it. If there's a new day opening gap, I usually use that. And the new day opening gap, you know, is the you know, from 5 to 6. So like 5 o'clock close to 6 o'clock open. 16:55 to 18. That's what I look at a lot. Today's inside daily candle, gold totally seek and destroy. And what do you think is gold falling? S&P 500 or silver? So gold, I mean, I know it's probably realistically it's related to both, but if you're using it for S&T purposes, you would use it with silver. There's this guy who trades silver and gold pretty regularly. I'm pretty sure the futures contracts, it's GXT or Garrett Trades or whatever. He's part of the whole T Trades and AM Trades group. He's pretty legit. I've seen his stuff. Still, a lot of people trying to get short on Q here, and a lot of people trying to get short ES. I don't really know if that's a great idea. I really don't. I'm not really solid on that. Oh, Jo, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. If it makes you feel any better, it's a lot more common than you think. Um, I think it's really easy to do that. It's a hell of a lot easier to got caught in the accumulation. Oh man, it's the worst. You know, that's another thing that I would do a lot too, is I wouldn't zoom out and realize that I'm in a consolidation because I do execute a lot on the 15-second chart. So a 1 minute consolidation, if I'm not careful, will completely wreck me if I don't have my head on correctly. So I totally feel your pain. I mean, it sucks, dude. I'm really sorry to hear that. You know, my best advice is look for trades that follow through quickly and stops to even, especially if you can get caught in those lower time frames. Just always kind of stops to even. Look for a follow through relatively quickly. Yeah, yeah, you will do better. It won't be, I mean, I was telling somebody we were just talking about it, like you only make those mistakes so many times until you choose to trade, like change it. Um, and unfortunately, I think part of that Jo is like also just learning to kind of accept that you got. That's another thing that I have a hard time kind of accepting sometimes is like being like today's just not my day and quitting. So yeah, it's all good, man. I think it hurts. It totally sucks, but you know, it's kind of part of the process, and I'm sure you'll be better for it. Just kind of really internalize what it looked like today. Like try not to, like a lot of people will be like, oh, brush it off, forget about it. Try not to forget about it. Try to recognize, like, obviously, I'm sure, obviously, that's probably the first thing you did was like, oh, you obviously know what you did because you know that you got caught in the accumulation, you got caught in the consolidation. But like, try to recall like what helped me, like, because it's gonna happen again. It's just a matter of like whether you quit at that point and figure, okay, like it's just the move is 50-50 for me right now. Like, because for what I'll do is Jo is I'll get caught in the consolidation, but it'll become a reverse button storm. Where it's like, oh up, oh down, oh up, oh down, and quickly you pissed away $500 to $700. You know what I'm saying? Just hitting the reverse button. So, um, for me, what really helped was like just kind of sinking into like, oh wow, like I felt like this at this point. This is what the chart looked like. Um, you have to kind of because the really like the only way to go forward is to recognize like when you are in periods of the consolidation. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry to coach or tutor. Sometimes I know you just kind of want to hear like it sucks and it is what it is. So both ways, man. I'm sorry to hear. You will get back to it. You did it once. There's no reason you can't do it again. Just get back up on the horse and keep going. Nothing else you can do, brother. If you ever need anybody to vent to, I actually have I have a part in my Discord. Nobody's used it yet. Um, my mindset too. We'll try again. Good, dude. Yeah, you will. You'll be fine. You'll be good. But yeah, I have a little section in my Discord called post market venting, and I'll probably be using it a lot when I'm pissed off or I've done something dumb or whatever. I remember when I blew my first fund, that I was sick. I was so sick to my stomach. I was so upset with myself because it was a great day too. Like what was so stupid about the day that I blew my funded is that I was payout eligible. I had just made my biggest day, which was a $600 day, which was huge. You know what I mean? Because you're really only aiming for $200 days. Like it was a 50K account. Had a $600 day. We hadn't reached my draw yet. So even though I was up 600, I said, you know what, well, why, like, I clung onto this like feeling of certainty of like knowing where the market's going, and I was like, oh, I need to take advantage of this while I understand where it's going. Wouldn't you know that I got chopped up trying to continuously short from 600 to 5, 5 to 3, and was just at that point really still should have locked out the account. And I knew in my head, I was like, you should lock out. Like you should be done. It's still a great day. But then I was angry that I gave up my great day. to like for a better, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and long story short, I spiraled and just completely cranked the account into the ground. From up 600 to down 2 G's. Talk about lowest of low. Oh my God, I never felt like a bigger idiot in my whole life. But what are you gonna do? You make that, you know, like it's such a bad mistake that you hope you never make it again. But boy, like I still think about that, you know, and that's kind of what keeps me from doing stupid shit now. Yeah, going on tilt is the worst. Working on identifying those times. Yeah, you kind of, like I was talking about it earlier. I don't know if you were in here before, but um, a reason why I would go on tilt would be like, so I was in a long earlier and upset that I wasn't still holding my long, but a reason for me to tilt is if I'm in a good trade. So I was long from here, took one off here, and then took off the runner after we got a good spike here. I wanted to hold on to this trade because I believe it's going up here. Had I held on to this trade and got stopped out at even, and for it to reverse, that would probably tilt me. And I'd probably start ripping over trading. You know, I'd probably be trying to get long in here, and this whole entire thing would just completely screw me. Or say I got out over here and didn't and was like, ah, I should have held, I should have held, I should have held. If I tried to take a continuation trade in here, I would have gotten absolutely screwed. 2 bits. So like there comes a point where you just have to accept like that's like, and the guy, you know, look, it's nothing new. ICT said it as well. Know when enough is enough. Like, you know, and that was this trade here. So I don't know. If you do the right thing enough times, you see how it rewards you. Not in the moment, but sometimes in the future. Bro, what are your thoughts on India and Pakistan war? Abdullah, I'm gonna be honest right now, dude. I didn't even really know that they were at war. I'm not like a big geopolitics person. I don't know a whole lot about it. I mean, it sucks. I think war is dumb. I wish everybody would just get along. That's my answer. You know, it's a shame that people have to die. Well, they don't have to, but I don't think any, you know, I don't know. Killing for, you know, to kill is, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about. I don't know. I don't know what the. I don't know what YouTube policy is or what their guidelines is on like what you can and can't talk about, or like I don't want them to moderate my channel at all. But my the the put it plain and simple, I think everybody should just, you know, be happy together. As simple as that sounds, I wish everybody would just get along, and that's kind of it. Just waiting for the next hour candle to come, yet no trade setup. Yeah, Rada, there's not much right now. It's just kind of consolidating again. We may get another push up, but it'll probably be hard to get involved. You also do have Rada, you have S&T on the highs between ES and NQ, and you also have S&T on the lows. So that is also sign of a consolidation environment. So whole lot of nothing going on. I do think that the draw for NQ is higher, but it's a question of, are we going to go there today or are we going to save it, you know, for another day? I don't know. You could see that, like, if you guys are watching the tilt here, it's just going back and forth, short, long, short, long, short, long. Like, this is an account graveyard, this area, especially on the 1-minute chart. You can navigate these sections on the 15-second, but like I said, you have to be very nimble. You have to move stops to even very quickly. And, you know, if you're going to do that, you have to accept that, you know, you may get stopped out and miss your move. And it is what it is. But yeah, man, war's scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only got one life. I'd rather not spend it with anybody shooting at me and me shooting at anybody else. You know, if we had a bunch of redos, you know, I don't know what you believe in, but like I always say, if it was like a video game, I would, you know, I would want to be a pilot or something because I think the jets are super cool. But I don't want to, you know, I don't want anybody shooting at me. So unfortunately, it's just going to be, or fortunately, not even unfortunately. Thank God I don't have to do it. But you know, Video games are cool enough. I'll stick to the video games. Bro, you are awesome. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. You guys are great. I appreciate everybody coming in and talking. It's a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying having the conversation with everybody, and trading. It's been cool, as opposed to just sitting here in front of the screen myself. It's been a lot of fun. Rada, yeah, it is. It's enough, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's enough. It's enough. Who wants to do that? But jets are so cool. Like that's my like those things I drool over that stuff. Like the air show or whatever. I love that stuff. The fighter jets, I think is the coolest thing in the world. Those guys are real BA. I'll just say BA. I don't know how much I should be cursing or whatever on stream. I really shouldn't be cursing at all. Those dudes are sick. I love that stuff. Thank you very much, man. Honor to know you guys too. You guys are all really nice. I appreciate that. You guys are all really, really nice. Thank you guys for supporting, and coming and hanging out. You guys are a good crowd, man. I'm glad I only have good people around me. At least so far. Nobody really negative has come into the chat. But I'd shoot them down with kindness anyway. It doesn't bother me. That type of stuff doesn't bother me, man. Sorry, by the way, is this annoying, all this clinking and clanking? Be honest, because I can't stop. I just do it mindlessly. Like, can you guys, is it too much to hear? I know sometimes it messes with the mic monitoring. But yeah, it's just sometimes I just fidget with it because what else are we doing? Rada, where are you from? It feels good to share ideas with different people from different countries. Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. Everybody's got different perspectives, but everybody can, get along and everything. I think it's a good thing. Where are you from, Rada? And Jayo, I don't know if you're still here, but where are you from too? I try to ask everybody. And I don't know, have you told me, Rada? Have you told me where you're from? Morocco. I have a couple people from Morocco that watch me, Rada. It's actually you and this other guy, Footprint Noob. He's from Morocco too, I think. Yeah, I did. Sorry. I'm pretty sure. So it must be. I have two Moroccan guys then. That's cool. Isn't that crazy? That's so nuts. Like if you think about it, it's absolutely it's nuts that we're just chilling here. Abdullah, where are you from? Are you from the States or no? I guess Jayo's not here anymore. So these heavier chips are a little bit quieter. They don't clank as much. You can come anytime. Yeah, that'd be sick. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would love to. I hear a lot of good things about Morocco. I wonder how far away. I wonder what the flight is like. Morocco. Oh, sorry, I don't know how to spell. Wow. I don't know why, but I didn't really know what to expect when I Googled Morocco, like the geography. I don't know what I was thinking about. Morocco is sick. It reminds me a lot like Italy and Greece, actually. Architecturally, at least, it reminds me about Italy. By Algeria, okay, it's where the Sahara Desert is. And you guys also have the. Wow, Morocco's beautiful. I'm in Pakistan, Islamabad. Pakistan. Cool, man. Pakistan. Wow. Yeah, it's gorgeous. 7-hour flight, you think? From the US? Have you ever been to the US? Let's see where we're at here. Morocco to NYC. I understand. Sure. Let's see. Yeah, look how ES is still diverging on the highs. Nah, but I have an uncle in New York. Oh, that's cool. Oh, next to Spain. Nice. Yeah, nonstop, 7 hours to JFK. So in New York, it's about $1,100. It's like around the same price as like a flight to Italy. Cool, man. Islamabad, Pakistan. Let me check that out. Oh, nice, in the capital. Wow. Dude, I've never seen any of this stuff. I'm so geographically ignorant. Like I don't know what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I've never looked at any of it. My head I've been stuck in these damn charts for the last 4 or 5 years. Oh my God. No to what, Abdullah? What did I what did I ask? What I don't even remember if I asked you something. Sorry, I've been rambling. Uh, wow, there's some sick structures too. I like this, whatever this is. There's this beautiful structure. Really cool. It's so cool you guys are like watching. I will visit UK and Saudi. Oh, I asked you if you were ever to the US. I see. Visit UK and Saudi Arabia only. Cool, man. I've never been to the UK. It's too much rain. Too dreary. And don't tell them that I said this, but I don't think their food's very good. Not quite my cuisine. Blood sausage and beans. Not for me. Not for your boy. Short setup. Rada, where's your are you trading the indexes or what are you trading, Rada? Thank you very much, man. Well, if I'm ever there, I'll definitely hit you up. I will definitely hit you up. It's good to have friends in every place, right? Okay, I see, Rada. So you're waiting for the 5 minutes to close, and you want to take a trade to the downside? Are you just using the SMT on the upside as a retracement, or everything Forex and gold? Okay, I got you. Down. And I'm assuming you're talking about ES and NQ right now, though. Definitely be careful. I don't want to scare you out of your trade, but I just, be careful if it closes down, of course. The 5 minute. Bored weather all the time in the UK. Yeah, dude. Bad weather in the UK all the time. It's always rainy, cloudy. Yuck. Not yet valid to me, too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just such a difficult call today. Honestly, right, I see it both ways. I see your side, I see the other side. That's what makes it kind of scary. What's the 15-minute look like? Yeah. The hourly, I don't know. That's a tough call. Tough call, tough call. This candle closes really bearish, then yeah. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But not, I think it's still rejected. Yeah, I don't know. It's very difficult. Like for me, obviously the only thing that's telling me short is the SMT on the highs and where it is on the highs, or where the SMT is taking place. That I think gives you a good chance at being correct there. NQ making equals here with that high also sort of helps your case. It's just about like where does it want to draw into. So the question is like, does it want to retrace midway, or does it want to go deeper below this low before continuing up? That I don't know. That's the only part right of where I'm like targeting equilibrium of the range of the 5-minute range. I'm assuming. I'm gonna say like this range, or I guess technically this is like the real impulse leg from this low to this high. Or are you looking at this whole range? I typically like to look at it from impulse to impulse. Something like that. I just don't know if it's going to do it. The 5-minute close, so that's a good close for ES there. Right, see how it's actually a good close for ES and NQ, as these highs being your invalidation points, just based off of change in state of delivery on this candle's open. You're at 250 now. 3 o'clock is right around the corner. The whole range, so there will be my TP1. All right, let's see, dude. I'm wishing you best of luck. I hope it works out for you. So far, it looks nice. The only part I would be semi-concerned with is that new day opening gap right where the yellow is. Obviously seems like you have a nice trade right now. That's where I would really start to kind of be paying attention in terms of managing the trade. Yeah, Abdullah was seek and destroy on NQ up until when we broke out for the lunchtime or post lunch session. Yeah, right about now, right, I'd be paying a lot of attention to how ES wants to move through this new day opening gap. This is a difficult one. It's a difficult trade. See how it's finding support there. I don't know though. I don't hate how NQ's putting in these lows though, like relatively low resistance, but again, they are SMT with ES. So you see how ES is in this gap and NQ refuses to enter into this gap. That's kind of your next hurdle that you need to get over if you're in a short trade here, is you need ES to start breaking below this low, and you need NQ to at least move into this gap here. It would be surprising if ES didn't take these lows and NQ not either. Like, it is a very clear trend line draw. So initial reactions, though, it is telling you to, be careful, because it is finding the top side relatively supportive. Oh, 100%. Rada, I 1000% agree with you. I I don't care if it's counter trend or with the trend. I'm 100% with you. Wherever the best opportunity is, that's where I trade. I don't care if it's counter or not. It's just the only way I manage a trade differently if it's counter trend. You know what I'm saying, Rita? Like I won't give it as much room. I know you know what you're talking about too. I'm sure. You know. That's no shade whatsoever. That's why I was saying though, like, you know, since it is counter trend to the draw, I typically look for like the very first logical spot where it would want to turn around on me, and that's when I'd get very defensive, you know, and start aggressively moving my stops to even. Just because, like, you know, I recognize that it doesn't always need to go to an equilibrium of a leg, that it may just want to, you know, completely crush people. Just because we've already, like, if you think about it, we've already done a lot of work in a range. It's chosen its direction. It may just consolidate and rip to the upside again. But obviously, it's worth a shot. I mean, SMT signal, you have the change in state delivery on the 5. There was no reason to not try the short, but like I said, since I would know all those things, this is like the very first part of where I start to get very suspicious about whether I'd be on side or not anymore. And like obviously it's just quicker partials or no partials but stop to even. If you're like me, it's partial and stop to even. What's up, buddy? I got my cat hanging out. Oh, guys, I'm tired today. I'm tired. I need a rest. Sorry. Sorry for all the yawning. Yeah, that's how I manage the trade too. Nice, dude. Yeah. I hope it continues to work out for you. You've been nice and patient. We also have 3 o'clock open too. That could totally just be your quick spike down. And if that is the case, like I said, I'd probably take some size off it into that move. I never look at tilt, but I guess for entertainment purposes, it's kind of nice to look at. 57% short ES, 61% short in Q. Still, the majority of shorts are underwater on NQ. And the majority of shorts on ES are also underwater. They're all positioned like 10 points lower, which is crazy. Like, like where? At 81, like here? I guess just trying to get short above the highs. Maybe. Yeah, they try to catch the tops. Yeah, and I don't really have like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I don't have a problem with people trying to catch the top. But the thing is, like, you have to try to catch it at a point that's reasonable. Like, up here is a reasonable point to try to short at 84. Maybe a top forms around the top end of the new day opening gap. Here's a place to try to catch a top. Here's a place to try to catch a top. But like, I don't know, just because it swipes a high, like I typically like it to swipe a high and then arrive at some sort of destination. About 4 more minutes. Guys, I think I'm only going to stick around for a little bit longer today. Maybe until like 3-ish or something. 3 like I don't know, maybe 3:15, maybe a little bit earlier. I'm just tired. I still gotta shower. Thankfully today's the off day from the gym, so I don't need to go there today. I also have some emails that I have to catch up on. Get some stuff filled out. Gotta start taking these exams. Three more minutes until the top of the hour. I do like how ES is rejecting the top end of that new week opening gap there. And Q is also starting to kind of roll over a little bit. Bro, how old are you? I am, how old am I? I don't even know. I think I'm like 27. Ever since COVID, we lost like 2 years and I've like, didn't remember I know when my birthday is. I just don't know didn't know how old I was for a while. I'm pretty sure I'm 27. I'm like 99% sure I'm 27 actually. How old are you guys? How old is everybody else? People always laugh when I say that too. Like I don't know, but it's the truth. I'm serious. For a couple of years, when I was like 23 and 24, I really didn't know how old I was. I would ask my girlfriend all the time. People would ask me like, "Oh, well, how what?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. Like, how old am I?" It's funny. I was a finance major, but math is not my strongest suit. I mean, always did fine, but I was never great at I was never great at quick math. You know what I mean? Never great at quick math in my head. You look younger. You should see my older brother. My older brother looks really young then. My older brother's like 31, but he looks younger than me. I feel like I look old. I feel like I'm lifeless. That's what these charts have done to me. They've completely sucked the life out of me. I feel like an old man. I got bags under my eyes, all the stress from these dang trades. Worth it. Worth it. Sucks, but worth it. Look how ugly this is. I don't even know if it takes these lows, to be honest with you. I think it might tease the lows and then rip higher. If it does, though, if it does take the lows, I'd probably just take a majority of your position off into the volatility, as it probably rips down just to go higher anyway. You look 20? Hell yeah. I'll take it, man. So Abdullah's 22. How about you, Rita? How old are you? Yeah, I'm an old head, I guess, compared to everybody. All these other young money traders, man. All like 17, 18, making millions off these platforms. The trades that break even now, smart. Smart, smart, smart. 22. 22 is a great age. Yeah, you guys are young, man. Here comes 3 o'clock open. Let's see. Come on, give it a spike down for my boy. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Go down for him. Oh, we have a little bit of SMT on the SMT inception here. Watch out. So this is NQ becoming the weaker pair on smaller time frames, but the stronger pair on larger time frames. ES the weaker pair on larger time frames, stronger pair on smaller time frames. So see how NQ is taking these lows. ES is not taking the low, right? So stronger, weaker. But then if you go to the 5-minute, weaker, stronger. That typically could mean reversal. So I would keep an eye on that. 22 and 22. That's cool. You guys are the same age. Ay, ay, ay. Guys, how about them? How about them apples? Huh? How about them apples? Who else? Who else is doing it? Trade closed. I am sorry to hear that, my friend. Although, at least you didn't lose anything. Don't turn around now. Just go up. Come on. Quit playing. You took the man out of the trade. Just rock it to the moon. You don't take them out of the trade and then you go lower. That's not how this works. That will rally up 100%. I'm gonna say it probably does. I'm gonna say it probably does. I like that signature. That's a signature that I like a lot. Stronger, weaker, weaker, stronger. No other Furus are talking about that. That's a little bit of that's your boy's discovery. Doesn't always work, but when it does, it's pretty good. I was talking about 5-minute time frame. Sorry, I'm always in like 1 minute. The 1 minute is like my 5 minute. If it closes up, yeah, you're probably right. Let's see though. Still getting shoved a little bit. Oh shoot. Whoop. Opa. Opa. Little balanced price range action with a little volume imbalance. Let's see if it holds it. Hey yo, what's going on? Let's see it. It's got to get through here now. Gotta go here, here, here. Harley Pissy. Yeah, you're probably right. I like that. It's not a bad look. Not a bad look, not a bad look, not a bad look. That's this low, right? Right here? Or no, this one. That's this low right here. It would be incredibly strong if it doesn't take this low. Like say it just takes this low. But let's say it leaves this one alone. Let's put a nice little red line there. You can't even see it. Let's say we don't want it to go into there. We just want it to take that one. We're only okay with it taking that low and not this low. Later, Abdullah. Thanks for coming and hanging out, man. Hope you had a good time. Thanks for chilling. Yes, tomorrow you will see me because tomorrow's Wednesday. Yes, I will be here. I'll be here in the morning, though. My time, morning. I don't think I'll be here this late tomorrow. Excuse me. All right, there goes the low. Let's see it. Oh, got very close to that low. Oh, I wanted to pull it so bad here and just risk this low. I wanted to pull the trigger so bad there. I don't think I'm gonna. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna chase it. At 1 minute, balance price range still holding price there. Wanted to get filled risk this low. That's okay. That's all right. We'll let this one run away. I wanted to get long here, didn't. Wanted to get long there, didn't. And of course, there goes the spike up. I knew that was a great buy, guys. I knew that was a great buy. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. What are we gonna do, little dog? Ay, it's okay. I knew it, man. That's the SMT inception. That is the SMT inception. This was the original SMT low, right? That ES did not take. or that ES took. So it's acceptable for NQ to take this low, but not this low. And if it does that, that's typically a good buy. Because see how ES was now the stronger pair on the lower time frames? That's it. That is it, brother. That is the sauce. Nobody else is talking about that because they don't know about it. And if they do know about it, well, maybe it's because I posted on Twitter about it like a year and a half ago. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it follows through. It came very close for my liking. But still, I mean, what was that? Like, even if you buy that low, what's the RR there? Like, I mean, it's a winning trade no matter what. Say you bought it here. You're like, oh, I'm gonna risk this low. It's 3.25 points on NQ, or 3.75 points. Who, you know what I mean? Who, like, and then you get that spike up, and you're not gonna sell the top of tops, but like, let's just say you're still, at this point, you're still floating 5R. Here, it's about 10R. Get out of here with that nonsense. Come on now. Who else is doing it? Look at this man. Huh? This is my buddy. What's up, buddy? What's up? This dude is my trading buddy. He loves to come hang out all the time. Likes to watch the charts with me. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. No more trades for sure. Next trade will be. Hold on, I have to see what you're saying here. Hourly S&T creating. Plus slippage. We'll be losing one if I did. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's why I chose not to chase it. I was like, you know what? I missed it here. I missed it there. That's if it's gonna work, it worked over here, and it was what it was. That's okay. I still do think I think NQ's got to run up to these highs. I think it's probably where the last hour kind of goes, is a nice strong expansion move up into there, and that'll be what it'll be. Yeah, true. Yeah, you do get slippage. Yeah. It's gonna haunt me, that trade. What are you gonna do? All good. It's almost as gratifying because I said it would happen live. I just don't get to benefit it. Oh, is stop loss still not taken if the trade was open? You're saying for the short trade, Rita? Where at? Like in here? I guess ES. Were you shorting? Who were you shorting? ES or NQ? I guess I'm gonna have to make a short out of this. Wow. Wow. Okay, so you're like all the way up here. Yeah, honestly, man, I think the break-even close was good anyway. I mean, because right now, like, wouldn't you be in heat right now? Wouldn't you be in drawdown? Or no? Yeah. I think it's the move. It's like peanuts too. Like, I don't know. I don't know how much it would really give you if it did retrace lower. I just feel it feels like a move that's not going to be very conducive to a nice one to the downside. So like your comfortability, I don't know how comfortable it would be holding that type of trade. But what do I don't, who the heck knows? Probably wrong anyway. Probably wrong anyway, my friend. execute at 2:55 p.m. That's right here. So you were here. I guess at the open, or even say it was here. And a couple points of drawdown, not bad, but nothing that I'd be really comfortable with if I was honest with you. I wouldn't be happy to be in that trade. I would not feel very good. What's interesting is you have the SMT inception on both sides. So you have this, right? Then you have this. Then you have this. And you have that. So again, this is another area of consolidation. Oh, NQ, 250 NQ. Okay, so here. Yeah, I hear you. Decent trade to the downside. Just had to, be a little bit of heat, but I would be, I would be careful. That's not a very nice place to be right now. 15-minute, new 15-minute candle. Looks like there's a lot of volatility going to come in this next 15-minute candle. Let's see. Here she comes. There's the open. Now just watching. Yeah, me too, man. I think I'm actually pretty much done. I'm pretty much done. There's not really much to do. Not like I was not done before, but that's gonna call it for me. We'll see if we take these lows. It seems like NQ wants to sweep under that low, but we'll see. It's got these little equals here. It could just play around in this whole area for a while, which is just watching paint dry. But yeah, I'm gonna probably call it here. Nice trade, Rada. If it continues to go lower, it's a shame that we were stopped at even there, but I think it's probably the right move considering the market conditions. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the PM session. Okay, there's some headlines coming out, so definitely be careful. I wouldn't really be trading this market anymore. In fact, I'll lock up for the last, whatever hour anyway, just to show it. But yeah, so thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for coming by. I never say this, but like and subscribe. I forget to ask people to do that. I just assume people, if they like it, they'll like it, and if they'll subscribe, they want to subscribe, they will. But I'll ask, like and subscribe. I should probably say it more often. I'm getting used to this whole streaming thing. If you want to join the Discord, links in the description. Yeah, thanks for chilling. Thank you, man. Thank you, Rada, for the compliments and everything. It was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys today. Yeah, keep going. Thank you, man. I will. I'll definitely keep up with it as much as I can. All right, see you later, guys. Take care. Let's see, Rada. I hope it doesn't take this low for your sake. I hope it skyrockets for your sake. That way you feel good about being stopped out at break even. But yeah, all right. I will. I'll see you guys when I see you next. You too. Have a good day, bro. See ya.